pups. So we're gonna try this again. Take two. I'm not sure if the other one posted, but it stopped because of a connection. So we're gonna see, this is all a test to see how we can go forward. So I wanted to share three things with you. One, about coronavirus, you and your dog. Two, about Canine Fitness Works, who we are, what we're about. And three, I want to share some equipment with you guys that you guys can use when working with your dog for fitness, and that you can use in a couple of live classes that I'm going to have for you guys. So, coronavirus. The flu virus has had 36 million cases and 22,000 deaths in this flu year. Coronavirus has had about 175,000 cases and about 6,700 deaths, give or take. It's changing daily. But it kind of gives you the range of what, it gives you something to compare. Now there's also colds going around, sinusitis, like this is the time of the year. Spring is today. Happy spring. And this is the time of year where it's cold, it's hot, and everybody gets sick. So the one thing that makes a coronavirus a little bit more of a challenge is that it's more aggressive with its symptoms, and the young, the old, and people with respiratory problems are more at risk. And so we're keeping the social distancing, keeping a bit of a distance from people because it's transmitted through mucus, saliva, coughing, sneezing, which then, that's how we contaminate door handles and car handles and, the various things that we are doing out there in the world. So one of the questions has been, what about my dogs? As far as we know, through the AVMA and other researchers, the dogs don't come down with symptoms. But if you hang out with your dog and you have the virus, it's possible that it can be on your dog just like any other object. So if you have somebody caring for your dog, just make sure that you disinfect, like wipe your dog down with some pet wipes. And it has to be pet wipes to make sure it's safe for your dog. And, tell the other person so that they can decontaminate stuff if they're taking care of your dog. And if you have somebody coming in and feeding your dog or whatever, like staying away from the food bowls and that, because that way they know that those areas are clean, so that they can just come in and take care of what they need to for your dog. And as an infectious disease specialist, I have lived with a virus, West Nile virus, for 11 years. I was infected with the West Nile virus. I had neuroinvasive. I was infected on the job. I was trapping West Nile mosquitoes for West Nile and got infected. And so then this is part of my story into Canine Fitness Works. So my nervous system wasn't functioning properly when I got West Nile. I had to learn how to walk again. I had to learn how to talk again. Just a lot of nervous system issues. And so when about 6 years into West Nile and feeling better, I started working with dog rehab. And I was working with dog injuries, back injuries, knee injuries, neck injuries. But one of the things that came out of that was learning relationships with dogs, because my dog at the time, Tina, she knew when I was going to have a West Nile relapse before I did. And so I was able to watch her signs and listen to her so that I could stay healthy and not have a relapse. So that is part of what Canine Fitness Works is about. It's that bond between our pets, because our pets know what's going on with us. And then the other part of Canine Fitness Works is the fitness part, right? It's the fun part. The relationship part is fun too, but the fitness part, where you're playing with your dog, helps build that bond. And so it came out of wanting to prevent a lot of these injuries that these dogs are having out there, because they just aren't strong like they used to be. They used to play and run and jump over sticks and logs and hills and romp with each other. And so they worked their front limbs, their hind limbs, their core, everything that they needed, because they were out living in the wild and they had to be able to use their muscles to go find prey or get away from things. So Canine Fitness Work is about prevention and having fun with your dog. So that's a little bit about our story. So then the third thing I wanted to share with you was some basic equipment that you can use when working out with your dog. And also I'm going to have some live classes, basic dog fitness, dog human fitness, so that you guys can work out with your dogs at home if you are healthy and feeling good. There's some alterations that you could do if you're not feeling too hot or you're feeling a little off. You could sit while you're working with your dog, and as we go through that, I could talk that through. But some basic equipment that you can use with your dog when working out with them is, so here we have a pool noodle and a PVC pipe, or you could use a broomstick. And so what I do with these is I lay them down on the floor, and our dog can walk over them. It's one of the things, exercises that I do. And then the other thing is having something for them to stand on. So this is a very thin, you can tell this is a very thin piece of foam. So, and I have two pieces of foam, so I start them at a low level, and then I gradually increase them. So I have two pieces of foam, and then I stick those foams together. So a piece of foam, I've used styrofoam from packing material. You just want to start low to begin with when you're working with your dog on some basic fitness. The other thing nice to have is a yoga mat. So if you're home and you have carpet, then you want a yoga mat for your dog and you to work on. It just gives you better traction to work on. And then there's some other equipment that as we go forward and get in difficulty, I have a stair stepper here. I'm not sure you can see it, but I have a stair stepper here. And so then that's getting a little bit more difficult when you work with your dog. So that's some basic equipment that you can start with. And if you don't have a stair stepper, you can use like a stool at home. Just make sure you put a mat on it so that they don't slip. But that's some basic equipment that you can have in your home for working with your dog with exercise. And it's some of the basic equipment that I'm going to use in my basic dog fitness class and my dog human fitness class. My advanced dog fitness class, I'm going to use a little bit more equipment with. So I'll post those times when those live sessions are going to be on, so you guys know and you can work with your dog. And then the other thing about Canine Fitness Works, I know you know we have a dog park, but it's really important right now that we all stay away from each other, at least physically. Virtually, it's okay. So I'm just kind of taking the dog park day by day. And I have parkour equipment and agility equipment in there. Of course, today it's snowing. First day of spring and it's snowing. But you know, you and your dog could come out there. You would know it's only you coming out there because it's a calendar sign up. So this is my space as well. Part of it, anyhow, it's one of the 3 rooms that I have. And I'm in the process of this flooring. I'm in the process of laying down flooring. But luckily, like, that'll all be done here in the next couple of weeks. So, but for now, I'm gonna work in this room, and eventually, once we all are healthy and coronavirus is gone, then we'll have some more fun in this space, and it'll be completed. So, thank you all for watching. Feel free to watch the replay. I talked about coronavirus and our dogs and us, and what Canine Fitness is all about, and Canine Fitness Works, and then just some basic equipment that you can use when you're working with your dog. And then I'm going to have some live classes here, and I'll post one. So you guys have a great day. If you're in Colorado, enjoy the snow. If you're in somewhere warm, enjoy the sun. So we'll talk to you later. Bye.